Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two of our child support crisis video for folks who are dealing with losing job, losing hours, being furloughed, being laid off during the coronavirus panic of 2020. Right. So I was talking about in segment one. I just left off where I was talking about some of the courts are being cleaned. They're rotating which court is in service on any given day so that the other courts can be cleaned and sanitized without the janitorial staff having to clean every court every day. So the point that I'm making is, and how this affects you, is relatively straightforward. So all the hearings that should be going on right now, the hearings that were going to be heard in the various courts over the last 2 weeks, are being pushed out to some unknown date. When it's time for you to file, your hearing is also going to be pushed out to some unknown date, but better to file now and be on the court's docket, right? I anticipate that once this corona scare kind of blows over and the panic ends and our politicians let us go back to work, there's going to be a mad rush of new family law cases. You don't want to be in that and get kind of swallowed up in that. It'll be hard to get a hold of a lawyer. It'll be hard to get into court. The court's dockets are going to be full. And so the sooner you file, the better off you're going to be as far as getting back into court. Okay. So that kind of wraps up the second thing that I think people need to know is, when will I get relief? You're going to get relief. It's going to come back kind of down the road, but the sooner you file, the sooner we can backdate the the effective date of any changes that we need to do for your child support. Okay. The third thing that people need to know is, and it's kind of related to the last point, but you should go ahead and start your case now. All right. Here's a fundamental thing about family law and legal jurisprudence in general. The courts presume that if you want something done in court, you will take action on it. Okay. So coming back and saying that you want some change months or years after the fact doesn't help you. Okay, the courts presume that if you want change, you need to start it now, right? So you file now to fix your child support problem. If you've lost your job, you've been furloughed, maybe it's not even because of the virus. Maybe it's because of this current oil war between Russian oil and OPEC that's driven the price of oil down into the dumps. If you've been making good money in the oil field and your child support is based on that, your regular big income, and you get cut, you're in the same boat as all these coronavirus people that are down here at any of these various stores that our government has decided are not essential, and so those people are getting sent home. Okay? If you've lost your job, you've lost your job, and you need to modify your child support, right? Here's another way it helps you. We can file your case, get you some temporary orders sooner rather than later, as soon as the court starts having hearings again, get you some temporary orders that adjust your child support down to your current income level, right? If it takes us 6 or 8 months to finish your case, at least during that 6 to 8 months, you haven't been accruing $1,000 a month of child support. You've been accruing a few $100s a month of child support. Do you see how that would add up in a hurry, right? So go ahead and get your case started, because the court presumes if it's a problem for you, you'll take action. And they're going to have no sympathy for you down the road if you don't take action. Okay? Now, I want to talk a little bit about another reason. This is kind of a pro tip here. If you have a child support arrears right now, the Attorney General's office is very likely going to garnish your tax return, right? Most people are counting on that tax return to come in. So if, filing a case now could help us avoid having your tax return garnished. What would it be like to have a few $1,000s in hand instead of having the Attorney General seizing that money and you're just stuck out with nothing, right? In a similar vein, those stimulus checks that the feds are talking about, so the Republicans are saying 1,200, the Democrats are saying 1,000. I don't care how much it is. What I'm saying is, when you get that check in, go and cash it. If you have an arrears, go cash that check. Do not deposit it into your bank account or a joint bank account between you and your new spouse or your new significant other. Because as soon as that money hits your account, the Attorney General will garnish it. And they're going to come after not just yours, they're going to come after whatever thousands of dollars get put in that account. So by some accounts, one of the plans that the feds are talking about is like $3,000 per family of four, right? Well, you stick $3,000 in the bank and the Attorney General garnishes it just like that because you have a child support arrears, you're screwed. So here's what I recommend. You're going to cash those checks rather than deposit them in your bank. If you have a child support arrears. If you're current on your child support, it's not that big of a deal, right? But if the government, or that is the Attorney General's office as part of the state government, seizes that money from you, that tax return could include your spouse's income, right? Your spouse's income tax return. The stimulus checks that come out may include your spouse's stimulus check as well. It would be up to you then to go to the Attorney General and prove that that wasn't your money to take, that was your spouse's or your significant other's money, right? How long is that going to take? Well, right now we can't even get in the freaking court, right? So my strong advice, kind of a pro tip here, is don't deposit those checks if you have a child support arrears. Now, this is not a pro tip. This is just our regular everyday recommendation. Pay as much child support as you can. If things are getting slow right now and you can't pay the full amount, make a good faith effort. In our experience, the courts have the least sympathy for non-custodial parents who don't make a good faith effort to make payments on their child support. So pay, if you can only pay $100, pay $100. If you can pay $200, pay $200. If you can pay the full amount, obviously pay the full amount. But understand that if you make the occasional $20 payment, the court's not going to see that probably as a good faith, a good faith effort on your part to support your children. If they don't think that's all you could absolutely pay. Okay, so what do we need to do? If you can't pay the full amount, that's probably a good sign that your income does not pay enough to justify the child support that you were previously ordered. Ta-da, you need a modification, right? So that's what we're trying to help you with right now. We're trying to help you see that the courts are not going to forgive child support just because of this coronavirus thing. You're going to get relief. It's going to come down the road. But in the short term, it's better to start that ball rolling now so that you can get the relief sometime and we can backdate it back to the date we file. Third, you should file now so we can make sure you can get into court as fast as you can and we can stave off the Attorney General from trying to sue you for unpaid child support. We can stave off the Attorney General garnishing your tax return if you haven't received it yet, or garnishing these stimulus checks that everyone is hoping comes out. Okay, so those are the three things you need that we think you need like right away. You need to know those things so that you can take action to prevent your own child support crisis. Now then, let me shift gears. What does Youngblood Law want to do to help? Okay, so we've been thinking about this, and you've probably seen our Facebook videos. We've been trying to talk about what's this possession schedule mean? What does the court do? These things, right? So we've been engaged in this coronavirus thing as it relates to family law in Tarrant County. And we've been all over that, trying to make sure we're getting good information out to people. But this video is different. So on the one hand, we still want to put out quality information for you that you need to know. But on the other hand, we're making an offer. We feel like There's a lot of folks out there who are struggling or who will be struggling. Now look, if this coronavirus thing blows over, everyone goes back to work in a couple of weeks, you're going to get a little behind on your child support probably, but you'll get caught up when you get back to your job. If this thing lasts 2, 3, 4 months, some of those jobs will not still be there when people, when it finally passes, those jobs will not still be there, okay? And so we're really concerned about that at Youngblood Law. Here's what we think. We think we need to help people modify their child support as fast as we can. So right now we're offering special pricing and we're offering special payment plans to help people specifically who are unemployed, underemployed because of the coronavirus scare. Now I will go ahead and throw in there, if you've lost your job in the oil field because of the oil bust right now because of this oil war between the Russians and OPEC, you know, you would be included here too. I'm an equal opportunity kind of guy, okay? But if you've lost your job and you're underemployed, you need to file now. But the problem is, of course, everyone's worried about money, right? We are discounting our initial retainer to help people get this case started. We're building in payment plans that will help people make monthly payments that will build their war chest so that when we do get into court, there's money there for the client to do that work, to save the client thousands on child support. So what do you need to do? So first you need to assess your situation, okay? If you are temporarily furloughed, if you're watching this video in a couple of weeks from the time I film it and you're already back to work, at the same job, at the same pay you were making, you may not need to change your child support. If you're watching this video and you've been unemployed for weeks or months, you've been furloughed and you're not sure that job is coming back, the company you work for has folded and that job is not going to be back for you when you get, you know, when this crisis is over, you need to file to modify your child support, okay? So first assess your situation. A short-term problem is not enough to file a whole new modification. If this is your new normal, you need to file your modification, and we're here to help you with that. Step 2 would be to call, all right? Call our office and schedule a free, no obligation, 100% confidential phone or video consultation, okay? I don't want you to come into the video. We're trying to do our part and be, you know, courteous and trying to be practical, and we're doing our social distancing thing. So I don't need you to come into the office, but we can talk on the phone, we can Skype, we can FaceTime, we can do what we need to do so that you know us and we know you, and we can send you all the forms you need digitally. You fill them out online, you click the submit button, and it comes right back to us. You don't have to print it, you don't have to bring it to us, you don't have to mail it, right? So we're trying to make it as easy as we can. We can start your case, file your case, get the ball rolling on your case, and be ready when the courts open back up for business to get in and get your case started and get you some relief, okay? So we're trying to make it as easy as you can. First, assess your situation. Second, give us a call. The third option, of course, would be follow the link on this page. There's a link at the bottom that has a place for you to enter your name, your email address, phone number, and click submit. Okay, that goes to a special, you know, hotline type area in my office. So my staff is working remotely. Like I said, we're trying to do our part. But that email, that will go to someone in my office, Missy, who will be able to reach out to you to schedule your free, no obligation, confidential consultation, okay? So just so you know, consultation with us is $150. We're waiving that fee for this promotion. So if you need help, give us a call. Let's take action so you can avert your own child support crisis. Wash your hands, love each other, be a good co-parent, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day.